Welcome back to Living with a Classic, another episode of Daily Driving Classic Weekly. Today's a little bit of a sad day. It will be the last drive of the daily driven XJ6 for now. However, there are some good news we'll talk about a little bit later about the replacement engine for this car. If you haven't seen the previous video, basically the engine has, the head gasket has failed. It seems to be something in the block. The head has been checked and all of that, and everything else is done correctly as it should. But there must be a crack somewhere in the block. So I'm not going to continue with this engine. I'm going to continue with another one. However, it's not something I can do immediately at the moment. I have some other projects I need to do before that. So this thing is going off the road a little bit. I've just removed it off the road, put it on off-road insurance. So basically not driving insurance, but garage insurance, which means I need to put it inside in my storage. And I've made some space all the way in there. And that is probably where I will do the future engine swap as well. But let's see if it fires up. Alright, it's definitely not running cleanly, but that makes sense. There's probably some water in that one cylinder or two of them. But it's running. I'm going to let it idle for a little bit, and then we'll drive it to where it's going to rest for at least a month or two. Seems to have calmed down a little bit now. It's idling. Let's see if it will go in gear. All right, we're just going around the farm, really. Not very far at all. All right. So a little bit of a sad moment, but this thing will live on. I promise. It has become the most popular car on the channel. Seems like most people, it is their favorite car on the channel, and it's sort of become mine as well. It's not sure if it's the favorite car I own, but it's the favorite car I have to make videos about. I love doing it. So I'm gonna reverse it into the storage just so that it's sitting there. I believe I can remove the engine as it sits. Let's see. And that was the last run of the XJ6 for now, but it will definitely live on. And that is something that we're going to talk about right now. But we thought we'd have a quick just look under the hood while we have a talk about that. So I haven't purchased it yet or anything, but I have had a look at a replacement engine. It's basically the exact same engine as this one, just a little bit earlier, about a year or so difference. So this is a pretty late Series 3 engine, and the one I'm looking at is a pretty early Series 3, and it seems fine. It ran and drove when it was last parked up. I have checked it turns over. I am going to do a compression test on it, and the coolant and everything was in perfect level, looked very clean, oil and all that looked good. So if it passes the compression test, it's pretty even, I will be taking that engine out and then taking this one out, putting that one in here. It has fuel injection, but I'm not going to mount that. I'll keep the manifold. That might be a future fun project, or I'll use that for something else. I'll put the carbs and inlet manifold of this engine on it because they're all working really well. That is not an issue on this engine at all. And move everything over, and hopefully that should be a pretty quick fix. But in the meantime, I do have some other things that I need to do and some other cars need to work on. So like we said, we have the XJ12 over here, which needs some things fixed with the fuel system. Remember, there was a leak back in October when I did a major service on this car and I was getting it back on the road. So what I will do is I'll put the tires from this car, which are fine. I have new chrome rings and all that for it. I'll put those on the XJ12 for now, and we'll go through the fuel system, fix that, fix a slight exhaust leak, and get this thing inspected. But that won't be my first priority, because my first priority is getting the Daimler out again, which is actually pretty simple. It is running, it is MOT'd. However, it only has the winter tires on it. And you probably noticed that the Daimler summer tire is sitting on the XJ12 at the moment. That's just because I have some other wheels on them that I sold back to a friend, so these just, happen to be sitting nearby. So I will take these off, we'll clean them off, and I'll order new tires for the Daimler, so that we'll have nice new tires. Then I want to fix a few small cosmetic things, like I do have a new set of taillights and a few other things. So there will be a video fixing all those little issues. I've also ordered something for the engine as well. So remember how that stalling issue at some point, it just stopped for me. And we had this slight lean condition sometimes. Haven't really run it that much since then, and the issues haven't come back. I've checked, I haven't found any vacuum leaks. And no, I have not checked the fuel pressure, but fuel pressure regulator is original, so I just ordered one. Should be here next week sometime, so we'll replace that one and do a little test, because what I noticed lately is this car would take quite a while to crank over when cold. And let's just see if it's a lot faster at cranking over and building pressure when cold. And that's at least a issue that was cured. Otherwise, at least I know that the fuel pressure regulator is new and I can move on from there. Otherwise, I'm going to be pretty busy with some customer cars. One of them is this one that we've seen a little bit before, Daimler 66. So I've just finished a couple things on it with the door locks and other things. And then it's going to get pulled up into the main workshop to do the engine work on it, which is really just quite a bit. We're going to take off the injectors, fix those, take off the inlet manifold to get down to the cam covers to replace those gaskets. So it'll be a video on removing everything to get to the cam covers to change those gaskets on a V12. And then there's also an S-Type up in the workshop, which I am currently going through with the engine replacement, which is turning into quite a big job, especially since I haven't done one of those before. But that's going to be fun. You guys will see that in a future video here on the channel. Anyways, that was it for this episode of Daily Driving a Classic Weekly. So it's the end of the road for a little while now for the XJ6. However, the Daimler will be on the road. As soon as I get that fuel pressure regulator and I get the tires in, it will be out on the road again, but there'll probably be a video next week or so fixing some of those small cosmetic things, just making it look nicer. And I don't know when I'll be tackling the fans and all that, but there will be a couple of videos coming up on the XJ40s. If you're looking forward to that, you have some XJ40 videos coming up in the future. And there will be, of course, some XJ12. There will be some Daimler 66 over there and the S-Type. There's a lot of content coming now in the late spring or early summer. So lots of stuff to look forward to here on the channel. Even though the XJ6 is broken down, I do have a solution, because I think I have found a new engine for it, like I said. Anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. Anyways, until next time, I'm Adam, and this was Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.